what can I say? I'm awesome like that. Here we go. Hello everyone, Saji, how you guys doing? So yeah, this took a while with everything that was happening, but yeah, I finally caught up on Little Witch Academia all the way to episode 22. I have to say, the plot in the second core has a lot more focus than it did in the first. When we first met Akko, we were aware of her motivations, to meet her hero Chariot and eventually become a famous witch like her. But the roadmap to that has always been left vague. But after her performance in the Samhain Festival, she is now aware of the words, and how finding all 7 of them will reinvigorate magic by activating Grand Tescillion. That in on itself is a very noble endeavor, but she only really just wants to meet her hero. And let's face it, in the first half she basically stumbled onto 3 words. But now that she's putting more effort into actively looking for them, things should be easier, right? Well, not exactly. Especially when you consider this point of the story usually demands an obstacle for the protagonist. Enter Professor Croix Merides. Professor Croix really isn't your typical witch, even by this show's standards. She seems all about marrying technology with magic, which of course brings her to blows with some of the older faculty members. Her inclusion kind of forwards the whole tradition versus innovation narrative that has been going throughout this show. I mean, her broom is a freaking Roomba. You can't get more technological than that. With magic dwindling, she comes up with some innovative solutions, to say the least. At first glance of her explanation of the process, it seems very practical, but kinda too good to be true, and ends up being just that when you realize what she's really doing. But she does leave a strong impression on all the students, especially Akko, though it's mostly from being Chariot's old classmate than from anything. At this point, Professor Croix is the strongest link Akko has to her hero Chariot, seeing as Professor Ursula is still shy about revealing herself. When you consider the relationship between Professor Croix and Akko, it's kind of difficult for me to call her the antagonist of the show. I mean, the antagonists kind of have to stand in the way of the protagonist, but most often than not, she actually encourages her and pushes her forward, mostly because she believes she's going to fail anyway. This does seem to put a lot of strain on Ursula and Akko's mentor-student relationship, to the point that Akko believes Ursula is holding her back for some reason, while in reality she's just being overly cautious because she has gone through all this and knows the pitfalls and just wants to do it right. Despite being old classmates and possibly even friends, the relationship between Professor Croix and Professor Ursula has a lot of conflict in there, which I believe mostly stems from the fact that Chariot was chosen to be the wielder of Shiny Rod where Croix really wanted it. And at the end of the day, it seems Chariot actually failed, so Croix believes the rod shows wrong, and it has once again with Akko. I get the feeling this is what pushed her to kind of shun the traditional approach to magic. When they were younger, it seemed like Professor Croix was the more traditionalist of the two, while Chariot seemed to be more on Akko's spectrum. In fact, a lot of comparison is being brought up between Chariot and Croix's relationship when they were younger when compared to how Akko and Diana are right now. Like, once again, the younger generation is mirroring the old. Now, about Diana, you kind of see a shift in the way her and Akko are interacting with each other. It goes through a lot of dynamic phases. We all know how low of an opinion Diana had of Akko in the beginning, but as the plot progresses, she kind of comes to admire Akko's determination and even comes to begrudgingly respect her. Though Diana is still as brutally honest as ever, she seemed a bit more encouraging. She's aware that Akko has been chosen to find the words this time, and it seems through some research she might have been looking to be the one chosen herself. The episode with Diana going back home kind of really left everything bare between the two characters, and it seems Diana might have accepted her role as simply assisting Akko in finding the words. Anyway, this is not the only relationship that has undergone some sort of metamorphosis. Akko's relationship with Andrew is another example. He's not as confrontational with Akko when it comes to her being a witch. And in fact, he kinda likes her company, though he's totally being soon about it. I mean, why else would he hold on to her hat if he didn't have some feelings for her? You kind of notice a lot of these shifts in character interactions, especially with Amanda and her trope. In fact, I loved the episodes that focused on them. Amanda helping Akko infiltrate the boys' school, and also with consent because, well, Gorilla Gun greatness.
何あれあいつらバカだろかっこいい
Honestly, it's a shame we didn't get one with just Minika. I think I would have liked her. All in all, I kinda really enjoyed the more streamlined approach to the narrative. Finding the words has not been a smooth ride, and in fact, it might have come with some sacrifice. But it's all heading for that finale and the possible 7th word, which as we discover is the one Chariot was also unable to find. Though with all that, there's a lot happening in the background that might also impact the finale. Throughout the course of the episodes, they've been mentioning some unrest over a soccer match, and all I'm thinking is, really? I mean, I know some soccer fans can be really violent and stuff, but over a game? Well, of course we find out none of it is a coincidence. Professor Croix's mechanisms have always been in the background, influencing everyone. As I mentioned, her sorcery solution system seemed a bit too good to be true, and we were right. She wasn't absorbing background magical energy, she was actually converting human emotion into magical energy, which is why she was stroking the fires of all of this conflict. Akko confronting her on the matter kinda led to the Chariot reveal I've been waiting for, because I've been wondering how are they going to handle this. What I did not expect was a big reveal after that one. When Chariot was outperforming before she disappeared, she was actually absorbing magical energy from the audience. In fact, the reason why Akko still can't fly a broom is because she attended a show and had her magic absorbed. That shook me, and I just cannot imagine how Akko would feel about meeting her hero like this. And when you think about it, it does make sense. There was a period in Diana's life that she couldn't use magic. And it's already been revealed in the first episode, she was at the same show with Akko. All I'm thinking is, what had happened to drive her to do this? Maybe the process of finding the 7th word required a huge reservoir of magic that she was gathering, but still, it seems extremely perverse and even she doesn't feel good about it. And with this reveal and the fact that her hero has done this to her, Akko really doesn't have any more reason to hunt down the words. It's been established throughout the show how one motivation was to meet her hero, and now that she did, it's a very tragic circumstance though. And Professor Croix is obviously trying to reach Grand Triskelion through an alternate route. She took Shiny Rod and scanned it probably to create a replica or something. How are her machinations going to pan out, and how are things going to go towards the finale? Honestly, I am hyped to find out, so please join me as I do a live reaction to the last 3 episodes. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Do be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Any comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're interested in my audio commentary on these episodes, do check out my Patreon. I'll catch you guys for the live reactions. Goodbye.